Hello everyone, this is Todd Blankenship with RocketStock.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use Prism, our new pack of over 200 transitions. With the elements in this pack, you can quickly create many different styles of dynamic montages and really cool edits. This pack includes over 200 elements designed to be used in Final Cut, Premiere, and After Effects, but you can use them in any nonlinear video editing software that supports RGB+A video. These elements are in .mov format, so make sure that you have the newest version of QuickTime Player installed. These elements were all created for 4K sequences, so if your project is 1920 by 1080, you'll need to scale them down. So first I'll show you how to use these transitions in Premiere. So what I have here are two different clips, just some people at a concert, and to start I'm going to go ahead and just drag one of these clips to the New Item button, which will create a sequence. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag our second clip down and just put it right there. So between the two folders in the Prism pack, you'll see there are quite a few different options to choose from for different looks of transitions that you might want to use. I'm going to try something from the Lines folder. So I'm going to go and just kind of start scanning through them, and you can just kind of find one that seems right for your scene. So this one right here looks pretty cool to me. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that down onto my sequence. Now, first things first, I'm going to put it on the third video layer, and you'll see why later on. I'm going to find the part in the shot where I want the transition to start. So I think right about there will be just perfect. So I'm going to take our second shot and line it up to the beginning of the transition. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut at the end of the transition the first shot off. And I'm also just going to cut the part of the second shot that doesn't include the transition, just to keep everything kind of organized. So here's our second shot, here's our first shot, here's our transition element. Now again, remember, these are for 4K. This, I believe, let's double check. Yes, this is a 1920 by 1080 sequence. So there's a really easy way to resize that. You just right click on the clip and select scale to frame size. So now everything's sized appropriately. And I'm going to go over here to effects, and I'm going to select a track matte key. So just search for track matte key, and you're going to drag that onto your second shot clip. Now I'm going to make sure the clip is selected. I'm going to go to Effect Controls, and here you'll see our Track Matte key. On this drop-down, you need to select the video layer that contains your transition element. So here it would be Video 3. So as you'll see now, the Track Matte key effect uses the alpha channel of the transition element to create the transition. So just to show you how this works, let's say if you ended up moving this all up one layer, now you'll see the transition is broken because it's pointed to the third video layer. So if you wanted to fix that, all you'd have to do is just go here and now change it to video 4. There you go, now it's working again. And so here's the transition. And in Final Cut, the process is going to work very similarly. So I'm going to go ahead and just select a little portion of this clip here and drag it down. And I'm going to go ahead and grab one of our transitions. So I've already imported this one here. I think that's going to work. So I'm going to drag it down, and we're going to put it on top of our first shot. And in Final Cut, the way that you set up the track matte is you're going to select your transition element, you're going to go up to the compositing tab up here, and on the blend mode, select Silhouette Alpha. Okay, so now you can see it's cutting it out to black, okay? So underneath, there's nothing, but that alpha channel from the transition element is silhouetting the clip below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of those clips, I'm going to right-click, select New Compound Clip, hit OK. So now you have all of that as a self-contained element. And now you can take your second clip here and drag it underneath to where the transition starts. And now you have your transition. Okay, so here we are in After Effects, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to take two of these clips and create a cool transition between the two of them. So I've got this clip of some people going up some stairs and some people in an office. I'm going to go ahead and just find a transition that I like. For this one, I'm going to go into the Arrows folder. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're going to take that, we're going to drag it down. And again, always remember, these are for 4K. So if you aren't in 4K, you got to scale it down. So what you do here is you can right-click on your transition element and go to Transform and select Fit to Comp. So you'll find the part in the shot where you want your transition to start. So let's say right when that second kind of sun flare pops out. So I'm going to go ahead and move our transition element right there. All you have to do is on your top clip, go to the track matte options here. On this drop down, you can select Alpha Matte or Alpha Matte Inverted, and that will do everything that you need. But one thing you'll notice is once the alpha matte disappears, it goes right back to the other shot. So a quick fix for that, all you got to do is click on your transition element, go up to Layer, Time, and then you can select Freeze on Last Frame. And all that's going to do is it's just going to freeze that alpha channel just like it is. And there you go. And obviously another thing that you could do is you could just cut your first shot before that happens and you'll be fine. And so there you go. As you can see, these elements are really easy to use, and no matter what software you're using, in a really short period of time you can create some really cool dynamic montages and edits. And again, if you're having issues, make sure that you have the right version of QuickTime Player. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact our support staff. We're always happy to help you out. And keep an eye on RocketStock.com for new pack releases in the future. Good luck with all your projects, and enjoy.